Kingdom Hearts is a video game series made via a collaboration between Square Enix and Disney, with Tetsuya Nomura being the series' head creative. It follows Sora and his friends as they travel to various worlds based on Disney movie franchises to stop various evil threats like the Heartless, Nobodies, and whatever the hell Xehanort's supposed to be. This is a very unique series that could have only been made in the 2000s, when Disney was on the upswing thanks to Renaissance films, but not an overprotective monopoly like they are today. Even so, it's still crazy to think about that this happened. The characters of Disney mixed with the aesthetics of Square Enix RPGs turned into this large franchise that a lot of people mock. I've seen a lot of people who really don't like Kingdom Hearts, and to that I say, you're valid. Just don't be a jerk that revels in such negativity because no one wants to be around that kind of guy. Even so, Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite gaming franchises, so let me talk about why I love it so much. The Kingdom Hearts games are action RPGs where you control a character with like a keyblade to fight off various enemies, and this is some of the most fun I've had with a game's combat system, especially when it's refined in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. You typically start off the game with not much movement options and a 3-hit combo, but as you keep playing, you'll get more abilities for movements and attacks, which feels very rewarding. By the end of a Kingdom Hearts game, you'll have a lot of options for combat and movement that, if used properly, make you feel like an overpowered beast. Then there's all the extra stuff like magic, other keyblades that change your stats, alternate forms that change playstyles, summons, and even more that gives the game's combat system a lot of variety to play around with, which is especially needed if you choose the harder difficulties, but the key word here is choosing. A big reason I think this series' gameplay continues to appeal to so many people outside of the satisfaction of the combat and progression is the flexible difficulty system. You have easy, normal, hard, and an unlockable critical mode to choose from when starting your game, so you could be like me and have a breezy time just going through the main story, or you could challenge your skills in critical mode along with the super hard extra bosses. But again, these are choices that the game gives the player with little punishment, which makes this series very accessible from a gameplay standpoint while still having lots of options for hardcore fans.
Oh shit, I'm in a Buster Course video? Oh, you got a nigga talking about Kingdom Hearts? I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, I'm capping. I know what the fuck Kingdom Hearts is. And if you didn't notice about me, I'm actually a very avid fan of Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts to me is a lot of cool things. Outside the big ass key swords and fucking anime protagonists, there's tons of cool shit in the series. The music's fucking dope, the level designs are dope, the characters are fucking awesome. There's so much shit to unpack when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, and then we got the story. As notoriously convoluted as every nigga and their mama knows about Kingdom Hearts, knowing the story of Kingdom Hearts feels like you're in a special fucking club. Yeah, I could explain you the entire lore of Kingdom Hearts in about 5 hours, but hey, we're not exactly here for this. I'm here to show my appreciation for the series, and honestly, it's one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. Like, what are the gaming franchises where you can see Mickey Mouse fucking stop time, nigga? And then in the same breath see some anime nigga fight the same nigga like, what, 13 times? There's so many drastic differences in everything that involves Kingdom Hearts, and that's honestly one of my favorite things. It's never a stagnant thing. There's so much to fucking know, and there's so much to fucking see, and there's things for everybody to enjoy. I mean, there's tons of different types of characters. You got the villains who are usually just as follows: the same nigga. There's a lot of the same nigga. Honestly, this goes on for longer than you fucking think. But hey, we all love Sora, don't we? We love Sora with no heart. We love the other piece of Sora. We love digital Sora. There's a trend with this fucking series. With that being said, Kingdom Hearts to me has a very big spot in my heart, and it's one of the most important things to me since it's one of the things that got me into gaming as a whole, or I guess JRPGs to be specific. I can remember the days when I was younger just looking at people play Kingdom Hearts 1 fucking blind, and I just was amazed. I was seeing Donald and Goofy fuck niggas up on screen. What kid wouldn't love that shit? Thanks to you, Sakurai, and thanks to you, Nomura, obviously. I have zero clue how you two knuckleheads were able to do it, but you guys did the damn thing. You got Sora in Smash. However long that took to fucking happen, but y'all did it. You were actually able to get the fucking boy in here. I already know it was an undertaking to get the fucking mouse to budge. You had to let go of Donald and Goofy. It's whatever, but still, Sora in Smash is just a sight to see. Kingdom Hearts, to me, I love it because of the way it connects people. It connects people by their hearts. It's funny enough as you think. Everybody that's played the game has their own feelings and thoughts about the game, and it makes us together. It brings us together, and we can speak about these games together and see these characters rise, fall, do stupid shit. All in all, it's doing what's in the games to us. It's letting us connect our hearts together, and I hope that can continue happening for everyone. And I hope Kingdom Hearts continue happening for everyone. But yeah, if I had to be completely honest, if I got a hold of a Keyblade, it's over for you niggas. Like, don't blame me. I'm just a messenger. Like, this is just me telling you this.
Of course, a natural appeal of Kingdom Hearts is visiting the Disney worlds, which are either retellings of Disney movies with extra darkness on the side, or an original story that uses the movie's characters and puts them in new situations. While I do prefer the latter method of storytelling, good worlds have come from the former method. While the level design in these worlds aren't the best in the first game, with your deep jungle backtracking and Atlantica controls, they are massively improved and streamlined in later games, so even if I'm slogging through a movie retelling waiting for the ongoing story bits to be introduced, I'm still having a blast playing the game. And a lot of these moments, both in gameplay and story, are enhanced by the godly Yoko Shinomura soundtracks that these games come with.
Kingdom Hearts has been part of my life for several years. Since I was like 6 or 7, I remember watching Disney and seeing the commercials where they're promoting the game, and I don't know what they called it, but it was like some like little thing where like a kid was like in like this really top secret room and he was showing off footage of Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2. And for some reason as a kid, I never really understood what was going on, but I really just liked seeing some of the Disney characters and the guy with like the big spiky hair and boat shoes. And I mean literal tugboat shoes. I mean, goddamn, Sora. But Kingdom Hearts has been a part of my childhood and my entire life for so long, and after seeing Sora in Smash and seeing all the love for Kingdom Hearts, especially after that reveal, it's been such a wild ride to revisit and rewatch a lot of the cutscenes and some of the best gameplay moments from the series. And I've been replaying Kingdom Hearts 1 as of now, and man, it's been quite an astonishingly fun journey. I didn't enjoy Kingdom Hearts 1 when playing it through again on the PS4, but I've been having a blast. My point being is the entire series, whether it being the Disney world, whether it being the soundtrack, whether it being the characters, whether it being anything in between those elements, Kingdom Hearts has just stood the test of time to me, and it will always be something that makes my brain happy. Like, I love so much about this series, and I can barely describe it with words as to how much I cherish this entire franchise, and I've been with it for a while. And sure, I never beat all the games immediately. I did play Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 in chain, and that was all my memories were for several years. Did have someone graciously gift me the collection back before KH3 released around that E3 of 2018, and I ended up playing through the entire series then, and man, I missed out on some games, but I also didn't miss out on some games. I'm looking at you, Recoded. That movie really was something. But I really enjoy Kingdom Hearts way more because of going through the entire franchise and having it being a part of my childhood for so long, and I don't really have much else to say.
As mentioned before, the storytelling is something Kingdom Hearts has been mocked for, and on a surface level, I can see why with how one game connects to the other in increasingly insane ways, but to that I say, Metal Gear exists and you all praise that series as a masterpiece. Granted, Kingdom Hearts and Metal Gear are different series in terms of tone, but we'll get to that soon. While the accessibility of these games was difficult in the past with all the different systems they were initially released on, now they're all bundled together on the PlayStation and Xbox consoles, so it's easy to access now. We also have the internet to fill in little story details, but I'd still suggest playing most of the games. As for how this grand story plays out, yes, it's a lot of information to handle, but the series will regularly remind you of the necessary information when it comes up, especially in Kingdom Hearts 3. I also think the plot and lore isn't the big appeal of the narrative in these games. Sure, some people like learning about this crazy crossover universe, but for me, the characters and their interactions is why I keep coming back to Kingdom Hearts. Yes, a lot of these characters fall under archetypes like the optimistic protagonist and the edgy rival slash best friend, but dang it, these characters work so well within those archetypes. I see some view Sora as a bland optimistic protagonist, but I don't think he quite is. He's inexperienced compared to his peers and has gone through a lot of tragic events throughout the series, but he's still determined to keep going if it means he can save those he's formed friendships with. I know the power of friendship isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I personally love that trope, especially in this series where you go to other universes and meet characters that help you defeat evil. His interactions with Donald and Goofy, who are usually your main party members throughout the series, always manage to put a big smile on my face, especially as the series goes on and the writers perfect their dynamics. To me, Sora is the ultimate feel-good video game protagonist, which is fitting for a series that has its villains constantly using the power of darkness. Another one of my favorite characters is Riku, who has a long arc throughout the games about controlling the darkness within him, and it's pretty great stuff as he goes from a jerk to a guy trying to make amends for his past deeds, all the way to saving Sora and becoming a Keyblade Master in Dream Drop Distance, which wouldn't have happened if it weren't for Sora and Mickey supporting and reaching out to him. And there's so many more great characters in this series, like the Sea Salt Ice Cream Trio on 358 over 2 days, the Birth by Sleep Trio, to even the villains with their big personalities, but I'd be going all day if I mentioned them all in depth. But Kingdom Hearts' characters balance edgy backstories and entertaining interactions to make for a very versatile cast in terms of what tone the story wants to express at any given moment. And that leads to one of my favorite things about Kingdom Hearts' writing. It's not so much about logic, but more so about the feeling these games give you at any given moment, whether that feeling be nostalgia with the Disney worlds, joy with the character interactions, or sadness with the tragic storylines. It's not so much about how it all works, but how it's portrayed to make you feel, and boy does Kingdom Hearts love going for the extremes when it comes to whatever tone it's trying to convey, so I think it works out. And those are just a few reasons on why I love Kingdom Hearts so much. I'm sure I could go into more detail about some of these aspects, but I think I've gotten all the major points across. This series can go from extremely cheesy to extremely edgy, but to me it's always engaging and fun. To be honest, I don't even care much about the Disney worlds that are represented in these games. I just love the gameplay and original characters that much. Sure, this series is far from perfect, even in the elements I praise, but the merits it showcases remind me why I love video games, and even artistic works in general. Yes, they can be crazy with its ideas, reliant on well-known archetypes and tropes, but there's a beauty to just letting go and embracing the perceived goofiness of it all. I am also a massive sucker of Tetsuya Nomura's design work in this series, especially in Kingdom Hearts 3. Seriously, I want Sora's outfit from that game bad. That's all I got. Make sure to check out Large Black Male and Virtual Mementos, who made cameos in this video, and something neighborhood Sora and Smash, what the hell?